I'm a lobster diver who recently survived being inside of a whale. IAmA. I'm Jacob, his son, and I'll be relaying the questions to him since he isn't the most internet-savvy person. Feel free to ask anything about his experiences. Hey Jacob, how are you? Tired? What is your second craziest diving story? I read in the article that you see a lot of white sharks. Have you ever had a close encounter with them, or do they generally steer clear? Don't encounter them often. A while back, I encountered the corpse of a missing person while diving. That is definitely up there with the crazy stories. How do you feel about all the attention and news stories? He is very overwhelmed. He's a simple dude. How did the world come to know? Did you guys reach out to the media, or did somebody from the hospital tell them? No clue. Original article was a small newspaper, Cape Cod Times. Next thing I knew, news stations were in my driveway. The article talks about you maybe being the last lobster diver in your area. Is that true? Why is that? And my biggest curiosity about the job, does it pay well? It's a really tough and specialized business. Trapping is a lot easier for the average person. It pays alright, but it can depend on the season. Did you find any lobsters in there? Sadly, no. What's the most interesting thing you've seen while under the surface diving for lobsters? A dead body. Thing. Did you have to go through the process of reporting it to authorities or anything like that? Yep. It was a missing person, an active case. Stumbled upon it and got it found. Yo, WTF. Chomped by a whale, survived a freaking plane crash, finds a dead body. Genuinely can't decide if I want to be your best friend or move to a different country to avoid our paths ever crossing. Jacob, what was your reaction when you were told what happened to your dad? Did you believe them? I got pulled out of Spanish class and got told there was an accident, whale-related. Went the rest of the day without further knowledge. Really nerve-wracking. Has it deterred you at all from your job, or is it business as usual for yourself? Speaking as Jacob, I don't even need to ask this. I have no doubt in my mind he will do everything he can to keep diving. It's his life and passion. Is diving a family thing? Do you, Jacob, dive with your dad as well? He inspired me to get my scuba certification. I love diving with my dad. Was its tongue smooth like a dog's or scratchy like a cat's? It was in a dry suit. Couldn't really tell. Also, the mouth was filled with water. How long were you trapped? Were you concerned at any point that you might die? Trapped for about 30 to 40 seconds. Yes, I was almost convinced I was going to die that day. What was your last thought when you realized you'd been eaten by a whale? My wife and kids. Which kid is your favorite? He laughed when I asked him this. I live near you and do lobster diving in the area. Do you think this whale learned its lesson, or should I also be worried I might be swallowed alive? Don't be worried. This case is so rare that it's almost non-existent. 1. How did you get out? 2. Were you able to see anything? 3. What bad things could have happened inside which didn't happen fortunately? 1. Eventually the whale managed to dislodge me by moving its head and tongue, I think. 2. Nope. Completely dark. 3. I could have suffocated, or drowned if I didn't retrieve my regulator in time. So you lost your regulator when it attempted to swallow you? I lost hold of it for a moment. Also, speaking as Jacob, it's a common misconception that he was swallowed or attempted to. He is adamant that the whale would not have been able to actually swallow him. Do you commonly see whales while diving? Is it unusual that they get close to divers? Very rarely. And yes, usually they like to keep a good distance from us. Could you feel the pressure change as the whale surfaced? Felt nothing but my own body crashing against the water. The pressure was the least of my concerns. Do you have a name for this whale? Has anyone slapped an awesome nickname on you yet? No name for the whale yet. But it's pretty obvious that many people are calling me Jonah. Now, is it true you survived a plane crash in Costa Rica? Yes. A while back. Can you pick some lottery numbers for me? After the whale dislodged you, did you get to see it swim away? Or was it too hectic? All I saw was white water crashing around me, and the tail of it, disappearing into the water. Did you see the whale coming and just couldn't get out of the way, or did it sneak up on you? Not at all. Came up behind from me, felt it close down, then boom. Why did it swallow you? Was it just looking for krill? Yes. It likely accidentally ran into me while scouring for krill. What actor do you want to play you in the future Netflix movie? Matt Damon. His wife says Sean Penn. Call it not so good whale hunting. What were the injuries sustained? Soft tissue damage, nothing serious. Thankfully. What do you think caused the soft tissue damage, and why do you think your legs were hurt? Blunt force of the whale's mouth. I could feel it clamping down on my legs. Also, I got pretty banged up while it was trying to force me out. Did the whale have a gag reflex? Was it making a noise while trying to spit you out? It didn't spit me out. Rather, I think it forced me out by movement and using its tongue. I'm super curious about the sounds he heard, swishing of water and the rapid movement of the whale. No audible cries of the whale. It must have been seriously disorientating. How did you manage to keep your mask and breathing apparatus on? Didn't have any trouble with my mask. Although I did lose my regulator for a second, thankfully got it back quickly. Did the whale swim away with you for a bit, or spit you out near your dive site? I could feel it swimming around, but it spit me out not too far from where my boat was with my mate. Are you disappointed you didn't get shot out his blowhole like in the cartoons? That probably would have hurt a lot more. Speaking as Jacob, this would have been epic. Pain is temporary. Internet fame is, well, also temporary. How did the inside look? Pitch black. Couldn't see anything at all. How did it feel? Felt the whale's mouth and muscles convulsing around me. Felt really strange. Jacob, how do you plan to top your father's story? Swallowing the whale. Hello, my name is Jacob Packard. You almost killed my father. Prepare to die. To your knowledge, was the whale injured in the process of your escape? The whale turned out completely okay. Maybe a bit annoyed. Well, I would be if searching for dinner I'd end up with some random semen in my mouth. How did your dad like the idea of doing an IAmA? What do you think of this bonding experience between you guys? I would love to have done this with Dad. He had barely any idea what Reddit is. Basically just asked if I could ask him questions for an online message board.
Thanks for watching.